My couch is like totally not clean. Usually I vacuum it before videos, but I'm inspired at this moment. So please do not take this as like a level of judgment of how clean I am, because I'm cleaner than this. I promise. Okay? I'm not disgusting. Although you guys have been seeing my trash can lid in the background of my stories. I'm sorry for saying like so much. It's genuinely how I talk. Nobody has ever said anything about it in person, but watching my videos makes me want to slap the shit out of myself. First of all, I had my hair like this the other day when I was filming, and I did not like the content. Like, I was not inspired at the time, but I liked the haircut, and I was like, oh my gosh, I wish I could film with it. This is called my convertible haircut. Diana does my hair. She's literally one of the best. I should just put my weed down while I'm saying that because I'm promoting her company. Diana does my haircut. I have like accidental bangs, and it only does this sometimes. Like, it decides to do it. I curled this curl and it did not curl correctly, and instead it turned itself into a bang. To a sassy little bang. And it does this once in a blue moon, and I love it. I feel so cute. So let's get into the story time. Where do I get into this story? Yeah, so if you watch my last two videos, testimony part 1 and testimony part 2, I feel like I should just, it's all my testimony. So welcome to part 3, I guess. During that story time, I was like, that will be another story time, and talked about a bunch of stories that like I would go into mention, and I was like, if I start to tell this, like, it will be an hour by itself. Prince, I need you to get out. I need you to get out. It's like, as soon as I hit the weed, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. So my friend Juju and I moved in together for 2 months, and it was probably the greatest 2 months of our life, and changed the trajectory of everything, including like our friendship changed like my life. It changed my life. And how we met is crazy. Our whole friendship story is crazy. How we are friends now is crazy. So I just wanted to get into it and tell our story, because everybody who's in my life knows my friend Juju, but like has never met her or like has met her for a brief second when she visits me and is like, wow, I love her, and never sees her again. And same. So my sister is actually friends with Juju through the ballroom scene. If you know what that is, then you know what it is. This is not really my story to tell, so I'm just gonna say a little part of it. But yeah, the person that Juju and my sibling were both talking to cheated on them with each other, and that's how they met and became besties. And then my sibling immediately was like, you would be best friends with this person also. And so yeah, it's just a very odd way that we met, but like, never hate the other woman, hate the bitch that was cheating, you know? Juju's literally my sister. Like, she's sent to me by God to be my sister, and to be my older sister specifically. She is older than me, but like the way that our friendship dynamic is what I should have had with my older sister. The way that she like addresses concerns with me, I so appreciate her, and I asked God for her, and I want to tell the world about my best friend. Juju and I met online on Instagram. My sister called me and was like, I think that you and Juju would be best of friends, and you guys both are dancers. And I was like, I hate when people say that shit, but I was so lonely, and I had been praying for friends, like, not just like I want people to hang out with, but I specifically did not hang out with people on purpose. Like, it's not like I couldn't make friends. People wanted to be friends with me, but I didn't want to be friends with them. And like, that sounds such a bitchy thing to say, but I was at a level in my life where I'm making a lot of money as a young person. Everyone wants to be my friend. So I had a lot of friends like that, and then it would turn into either secret animosity, or I could never get them to leave my house. Like, they would move in and then I would have like a dependent. So to the point where food stamps actually gave me money for my dependents because I was fully supporting grown people in their 20s when I was like 19. And so I just chose not to make friends because every time I made a friend, I made a child. Like, they want to be friends with me, and then they also want to learn everything I do, and like, that's okay. Like, when you're best friends with somebody, you want to know everything. Like, one of my best friends, she's an esthetician. I know nothing about skincare. I'm gonna ask her, you know? So that just makes sense to like be friends with people to like glow up. But that's not the point of the friendship. The point of the friendship is to be friends with somebody and support each other. And people don't understand that my friends are my family. I don't really talk to my family, and the stories that you'll hear about my family is like, whoa. So I just prayed for friendship in my life. Genuine love in my life. Like, genuine love and friendship. And when you're praying, like, somebody else is praying for you. If you're looking for somebody, they're looking for you. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I just got off into a train of thought. So Juju and I FaceTime one day. I'm sitting there counting my money, and she texts me, and somebody swiped up on my story. I'm counting my money. It's like 4:30 in the afternoon. Why I remember that is like so beyond me. Because I posted her content, and I like reposted her picture, and somebody swiped up and commented, "Juju's racist." Mind you, Juju is a black woman, and this lady is white, who's definitely commenting on my stuff. But I think we ended up FaceTiming once we got on the phone to pass to the time that I had to go to work, and I was like, I love this bitch so much, I'm not hanging up the phone, like, I don't care. And I was late to work that day. Become friends. We're internet friends, right? But she lives in Arizona at the time, and I'm living in part-time Michigan, part-time LA. One was my summer home, and one was my main residence for legal purposes. So we're FaceTiming one day, and I'm in my house, Los Angeles. I get home and calls me, and she said, "Hey, it was so weird. Like, this girl knocked on my door just now." And it's like maybe like 11 p.m. And then she goes, "Somebody knocked on my door." And I'm like, and they come back and they're asking her for an Uber. If they can help her get home, if they would like let her inside to help her get home. And I was like, "Juju, do not let her inside. Do not open that door. Make sure all of your doors are locked." And she's like, "I want to help her. Like, should I order her an Uber?" I was like, "Nope. No, there's a car waiting for you down the street. Like, they're trying to abduct you." And she's like, "How do you know?" I'm like, "I know. I'm familiar in sex trafficking. I was abducted." And when I got abducted, I went and I learned extensive research about it, and about signs, and about how people get tracked and everything. This girl then stacks rocks outside of her door. And there's 3 rocks like stacked, and they're behind a planter, so she couldn't really see. She was talking to her and then turned around and kind of just like placed the rocks and left. But it was one rock on top of the other like this. And I was like, "Juju, she just marked your house for sex trafficking." She said, "I can't leave. I can't do anything." And I said, "Well, then I'm coming to you. If you can't leave, I'm coming to you. If you like, I'm not letting you be in that house by yourself." And I literally flew to her, and that's the first time that we met in person. We had talked about spiritual stuff, and I had told her about Starlit and moving to Michigan and stuff. And she told me like that she does Reiki, and I'd never heard of Reiki before at the time, but I'm getting it done on me all the time by Starlit. I just didn't understand. I was like, "I think I know what that is. I think I'm getting it done." And she goes into depth to tell me about Reiki and her practices, and she sent me this Reiki on yourself guided meditation. I'm going to include that meditation in one of my lists, so if you go to my channel and subscribe, then you can find that in a playlist. I'm going to upload it from one of my phones just as a black screen meditation for you guys before you go to bed. I hope you enjoy. Mwah. When I get to her house, I'm like, "You need to spiritually clean your house as well. Like, we need to sage." And at the time, I thought like saging was a cleanse. Incense burning is an offering. It's not a cleanse. It's an offering. So you have to actually physically clean your house and speak life into your house and change the vibration. And then you burn incense as an offering. I just want to clarify for the scientific girlies. So what incense does is when you burn it, it has terpenes in it. And the terpenes you then breathe in, and it changes how you feel, like aromatherapy. So it's an offering to change how you feel, but the actual cleanse to remove the negative energy is only going to happen if you speak energy over your home, which is why they say in the Bible or religious works that your voice is the most powerful thing to create energy and whatnot. It's just, that's not what it's for in any religious works or any previous like times. Nobody used it as a cleanse. They used it as an offering. So yeah, stop fucking saging your house. It's not working. You need to read a Bible. And I don't want to hear that like Native American people use it. They've literally been asking you to stop fucking using the sage. It's not yours, it's theirs. Whatever they do for it in their culture is none of my and your businesses. I'm saying stop thinking that you burn the sage and it's gonna fix all your fucking problems. That's what I'm saying. Okay. So her and I are cleaning this house. We're saging it and stuff. And we go to the spiritual store and we buy a bunch of stuff. And I move her couch. And I had like 3 bites on my stomach. And I move her couch. Correction, it was a snake cage, and I'm not explaining that. But we had matching snakes, and I'm also not explaining that. Okay. Snake's name was Prince. My dog is Prince. Okay, yeah. And I find a bed bug. I think it was like 2.5 weeks. And we just toughed it out, and we became best friends. And that was our friendship starting, and we got so many signs, and we would pray together every time we left the house, and every time we got home, we would pray together and pray over each other. And it was such a beautiful friendship that we would both cry and look at each other and just be like, I'm so glad that I met you. Like, I prayed for you into my life. Like, you're just the most beautiful person I've ever seen. And still to this day, we had another phone call like this yesterday, where like I have a feeling and I've been praying for her, or she's have a feeling and she prays over me. And whatever we're praying for, like, we get signs, and then the other one like comes and tells the other one about it. By the way, we met on the full moon. So we always talk when there's really important events, because we always, like, the full moon is very important events. This is important events, like, yeah, love. Anyways, so because I stayed with her for a month, I was like, you should come stay with me in LA, because I have my bedroom, so you can come stay and I can come stay. So we started doing this thing where she would come stay with me for a little period of time, just to like hang out and enjoy, because neither of us had really schedules and there was no reason. So I would come stay in Arizona and she would come stay in LA, and we did a back and forth thing every few months. So I went to go visit Starlet, and shortly after, Juju and I had our last visit in Los Angeles. Our last visit was the most iconic part of our friendship to this date. A lot of things that we do are iconic, but this was it. So we had been having dreams when she was in Arizona. She had a dream about her trying out at a club, and I kept having a dream about going like different clubs, and I had this dream world that I lived in. The dream world, I can actually draw you a map. Okay, so there's a gas station right here, there's a railroad here, there's a gas station next to the railroad, there's a strip club right here, and then there's a hotel behind the strip club that's connected, and we all live in it. Okay, it's like me and a bunch of people. And right behind, if you go down this road right here at the gas station, you go all the way down, there is woods down here. And the woods, if you keep going to the back, there's like a beach and this big mansion on the water. And in between all of that, there is a club. And at that club, there's a pool table. And we were playing pool, and there was a wooden floor, which is very weird for a strip club. And I worked there often. Every night I would go to sleep and then wake up in my bed in my dream and go to work. And this was happening every single night, basically. Like, maybe 2 or 3 nights out of the week I would get sleep, but I would mostly be dreaming, and I would wake up pissed off because I was exhausted, and I would sleep for 14 hours, and then 15, 16, and 17, I literally had to dream my dreams. Like, I need to know what I was being told or what it was trying to tell me, because it was the same dream every night, different. And I took this dream very seriously. Like, I would not wake up. Like, if I'm having this dream, I'm like, no, I need to figure out what this is. And I would walk around and I would look around and get a real feel of where I was at. So then Juju tells me she's having this dream, and I'm able to describe to her the entire fucking floor plan and everything about the dream. And one of my friends, and I will say that he's my brother. Like, I refer to this person as my brother. Growing up, very close with my sibling in high school, college, and so on. So I've known them since I was a kid. Oh my god. Okay, so he called me and he has a dream. By the way, they're a polyamorous couple, this person and their partners that they're in a relationship with. And their partner has the same name as me, which is so funny. Like, twin for life. That's my, what is our saying? We say tiny but thick twin. That's my tiny but thick twin. So they call me and they're telling me that they're having these dreams. He keeps unaliving at the end, like jumping off. And I take them upstairs and I'm like, is this where you're jumping off of? And it was the roof of my house. Every night. And they were having the same dream and I was having a dream. So I gave them a card reading. And I was like, usually, so as I read cards and I started to read cards, which my first reading was so important, and again, a whole nother story. That one's gonna go with Patrick. That's part of Patrick's story, is my reading cards. But I started reading cards and I was very familiar with how they are read. So when you get cards and you get a meaning of a card, the meaning of the word is not actually the meaning of the word. It's like reading Latin. So death is not actually a physical death. The death card is a end to something. It's an end to an era. And then to renew, like because it's a spiritual reading about energy. So if you think about energy ending, or if the energy dies, like if a flame dies, it's just you're turning off a light switch. So it's basically the end of a cycle or era. So I got the death card for them, and I was like, you're having an end to a cycle or era. And that was the first card, and then all the other cards, I forget like what they were, but in the end they got the sun card, which is literally called the happy family card. And there was a picture of it's like a chariot, but there's 3 people on it and they're playing with their kids, and like it's like a community, and then they got the 10 card, which is like a bunch of people celebrating together. And I was like, I just feel like you're gonna have this beautiful family. And now they both them and both their partners both have kids. Okay, so that had happened, and they were having the dream about my house. I was like, it couldn't be like something too bad. Like his reading wasn't that bad. So if Juju and I are having this dream, like, it must be crazy, right? It must be something good. Juju and I start looking for this club in Los Angeles, and we find one. And another thing is that Juju and I read books together, and this place was called the library. It's got a pool table, and we're finding it, and we're like, no fucking way, no way, like, this is insane, like running around the house screaming. I had been having her work at this club instead that I was working at, called Cat's Cafe. The girl that owned Cat's Cafe is going viral for her business and talking about like she was a business girly and she sold her business and like was successful. And I'm not hating and like saying she wasn't successful, but that bitch had us so fucked up. So we want to go to the library, and we try to get hired. We take our other bestie, Britt, they meet, and then we go to this club and we try out working. We don't get hired, but our bestie gets hired. And then she doesn't want to work. She just came to like do it with us. She's like, oh, this is fun. I might do this in the future. And then whatever. So she leaves, and her and I are sitting there and like, do you want to get boba? And there's a boba place down the street. And the strip club that we worked at was boba, tacos, and strippers. Great combo, if you ask me, to be honest. Great combo. But there's no dance rooms. It was like a dance club where they throw ones. Not a gentleman's club. It was like a strip club. The guy that reached out to me to have me work this job was one of my boss's friends from another job that I worked at, where I was a shaman at the house, and I would sit on the balcony and read cards. And this guy also owned karaoke, and no, it was not LA karaoke. It was like a karaoke and sushi bar. And they also had go-go dancers. So I would go-go dance for him. Like regular go-go dancing, like on the stage with a DJ go-go dancing. It was lit. I've done all different types of jobs. Like, that shit's crazy. Jenna Marbles used to talk about how she was a go-go dancer, and I was like, I've never heard of that in my life. And I go-go danced. Yeah, that shit was so fun. I met the owner who was partners with Kat. There was a 3-way partnership. It was Kat, her husband, and their partner, which was my boss's friend. So he calls me and he goes, hey, I know that you dance. And I know that you also are a pole dancer. I would really like if you came and did aerial dance at our place, because nobody knows how to dance on the pole. He had also seen me dance at another event where it was like a dancer party specifically just for strippers. And he saw me dance at that event. So he was like, I know that you're really good, and we don't have anybody to dance, and we need to keep customers here, and they're getting like bored and leaving. Would you please come? And I was like, yeah, for sure. I got you. Like, just because they always had me, like, always supported my business. You always come out, give me a tip on the balcony with my cards and stuff. Like, yeah, you need girls, like, I'll come. I'll bring some girls too. So we go. Every time that I would have my friends come to work with me in LA, I would have to do specific hiring techniques, because I knew that they didn't want me to get hired. They didn't want me to hire women of color. So, and this was in 2020. Okay, this is recent. Like, this is recently how I had to move to get my black friends hired. This is not like, oh, racism is so old. Like, this was like 10 years ago. Like, no. This was 2020. This is this century. That I would have to, instead of sending them a picture, they would be like, hey, I'd be like, hey, I'm bringing my friend. And they're like, oh, send us a picture. Like, who is she? And I'm like, she's on the plane right now. Can't get a hold of her. She doesn't use Instagram. She's a babysitter. But I'm like, I would never bring anybody that you wouldn't love. And I was like, you know me. Okay? You know me for years. You've worked with me. When have you ever not liked one of my friends? They were like, okay, yeah. And I bring her, and they're like, and then they talk to her, and she's fucking awesome. They love my fucking friends, obviously, because I wouldn't be again, I never told a lie. Love my friends. You would not like them if I didn't like them. Like, you wouldn't hate them. I brought them. So then she gets hired at Cat's Cafe with me. We decide that we're gonna go get boba this night at the strip club. We decide that we're gonna order an Uber, because I didn't have a car, so we Ubered everywhere. I think, yeah, this was before I got my car. I decided to suspend my license. I bought a car in Detroit. I almost crashed it into a family of 2 daughters and a mom and a father. And I suspended my own license because I didn't feel that I deserved it. Basically, like, yeah, now I should pay $7,000 every month for Ubers. I should. But it was almost $150 anytime I wanted to go anywhere because it was Los Angeles and the traffic was bad and Uber surge prices were brand new. I just didn't care about money. It's like, oh, I'll make it tomorrow. $500 Uber, no problem. I want to go there. Click. So stupid. So dumb. Me and Juju decided to order this Uber, and the Uber comes, like, it's not the person that should be driving the car in the picture, and then there was only 2 rides before us. Like, it literally was like 0 rides. I just had this feeling in my chest to check the rides, and I was like, wait, he only has 2 rides. And then I look at him, and he looks at me in the rearview mirror, and he doesn't say anything. And I'm like, let me just check the license plate. And I go back and I'm like, Juju, get out of the car. Get out of the car right fucking now. There's no license plate. I start cussing this man out. Just full on cussing him out. I'm like, you fucking think I'm stupid? You think you're gonna fucking abduct me, motherfucker? I know you. I know who you are. Fuck you. And I slammed the door so hard. I wanted to break it. I don't know if I broke it, but like that was my intention. That's how hard I slammed the car. Like I hope it was fucking broken. And he like drives off hella quick. We report him on Uber. And then we're like, damn, we gotta get another Uber. So we get in another Uber. We go to Cat's Cafe and we check in for maybe 30 minutes. And everybody starts being sketchy at the door. And I'm like, is everything okay? And they're like, you're good, babe. You're good. No worries. But they're acting hella weird. And I'm like, So I go and I get my jacket on. Because first of all, I'm cold. Second of all, I had a feeling to go to my locker and not get ready. And if you know me from like this era, once I walked into the door, I did not sit down. Like I walked in, I get on stage and I'm dance. Then I get off the stage and I go to these guys and I dance, talk to everybody, get everybody's name, speak to everybody, know who everybody is at the table. Everybody in the room is now my customer, whether or not you've spent money with me. We're cool, we're besties. And then I go back and I sit outside and I get tacos, I eat, I have my dinner, I have a smoke, and then I come back inside and it's fucking game time. Hello. And I bust through the night until 3-4 a.m. Boom, 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 boom. So I'm not somebody who is known to like sit in the corner. And this day I was sitting in my corner with my jacket on, half dressed still, like in my underwear, but with my jacket on. And like I have a scarf that I'm sitting on that I wrapped around, like I'm in a blanket basically. And all of a sudden the security runs inside and they're like, everybody sit down, and they turn off the lights. And I was like, oh, fuck. And we hear, I would knock, but somebody's sleeping next door. And we hear, gang unit, it's SWAT, open up. And everybody's quiet. It's like dead silent. When I tell you this club was just popping, there's probably 60 people in the club altogether, and it's dead silent. Not a fucking word is said in this club. And these guys in the back start laughing. Laughing! We're sitting at gunpoint with SWAT and gang unit, and these drunk dumbass customers in the back are giggling. One of them, I think, even did a laugh and then just starts cackling. It's so bad. Oh my god, it's so bad. And me and Juju, why the fuck are me and Juju sitting next to the door? We are the first bitches in the doorway. And they ask Juju, mind you, this is a boba and tea bar. So everybody in this bar is Asian. And my friend is the only black woman in this entire raid with the police, who are also white. And they ask her to step in front of the AK with the fucking laser. And they ask her to come outside. And they have a fucking laser on her. And I step in front of the laser with the fucking AK. And I step in front of the laser and I said, we're all unarmed. This is so bad. And I step in front of the like laser. Like there's a fucking laser on my chest. And I go, we're all unarmed. It's okay. My friend is the only black woman in here. You will not put a gun on her right now. We are not doing that. We are not going to be doing that. I'm sorry. This can be a cordial situation. We're not doing this. Oh my god. Literally terrifying. I was shaking. I was fucking shaking. And they go, okay. And they open the door up and they're like, how this is gonna go is everybody's gonna step backward out of this one by one. We are going to take you outside one by one and handcuff you, starting with the security. So they take the guys, all of the men and the armed men out, and they arrest them. And then they start taking the girls. They ask one like random girl and they go, you, and have her walk in front of the door and backwards. Mind you, there's 7 police, 2 women and 3 men. 7 police, 2 women, 3 men, 5 at the door, 2 in the back with guns like this, and nobody is armed. And they ask her to walk back as a skinny little bitch, walking backwards like this with her hands up. 2 people arrest her, 1 person on each hand, cross her arms behind her back so far that her shoulder is now like invisible. And they take her collar of her neck they took her hair. They took her fucking hair. And they drag her to the ground like this. And they smack her head on the ground. To this day, look at these chills I have on my eyes. I just shaved all of my hair. But to this day, listening to that sound of her head hit the concrete gives me chills. Like, it was so bad. It was the worst sound I've ever heard in my life. I hated it. I still hate it. Like, it's, it makes me so mad. And the fact that they did that to a fucking young girl that's clearly, like, she was like 18. And they smacked her head, and this part of your head is like your hippocampus. And it also, this part of your head specifically has to do with like how you process things and how you process like getting things done. So that was like directly associated with her success. So the enemy literally attacked her success. They were getting raided because they didn't have a liquor license. Like, that was so fucking unnecessary. Oh my god. Also, it was Christmas fucking Eve. It was December 24th. Christmas Eve. Full moon, by the way. If you look this up. December 24th, 2020. So after we all get arrested, after like the 5th girl, they stopped smacking bitches on the ground. And I think that they realized how brutal they were being, and they stopped being so brutal. Like, they realized it was like, we can't treat people like this. And like, stopped doing it. And so, while all this is happening, I start praying outwardly. I start doing the sign of the cross over and over. Mind you, I have my Moldavite on my neck. And Moldavite is a rock that's very spiritual. It's the most high vibrating frequency of rock in the whole world. Like, the material that it's made out of is a meteoroid. The material is not from this earth. It is the most high vibrational crystal or anything. Like, the particles within the rock under a microscope are going like this at all times. And it always stays like a certain degree or higher. Like, it's a warm rock. And my starlet told me to wear it on my neck at all times. She said, keep it on your neck. So I held my necklace like this in one hand, and my other hand I was doing the cross, the sign of the cross. And I was like, God, please protect me from this. God, please protect me from these people. God, please protect me from, like, my body, my mind. Like, please protect me and my friend. Me and my friend are going to be safe. Like, I was praying over me and Juju mad hard. And we were holding hands under the table, I believe, or, like, on the table. We were holding hands until we got arrested. And then we got separated. One of us got arrested to the left, and one of us got arrested to the right. And to the left, I got searched and spoken to. And to the right, she got pulled off and grouped with a group of people. So I was, like, separate, and they put me with a group of, like, a bunch of girls. And this girl, this tiny little girl, she's so tiny, she's shivering on the ground like this. It's December in California. It's not warm. I don't know what you guys thought Los Angeles was, but it was literally 37 degrees outside. And these girls are naked. Like, we're butt-ass naked, all of us. And we're by the south wind. So we're getting all the wind from the Gulf going in like this in Orange County. Like, it was so bad. We were so cold. I remember that was one of the most coldest I've ever been. And we sat outside maybe for like an hour and a half while they did processing for every single person in the 60-person club. Processed every single person and made all of these girls sit naked outside on the ground. Butt-ass naked in their thongs and everything. Sit on the concrete. All of us. This lady comes over and one of the girls, like, she's cold, she's freaking out, a bunch of people are freaking out, and this is not my first raid. It's not my first arrest. I was like, hey, look, we're all gonna be fine. Okay? They're going to process us, you're gonna get let go, unless you were seriously charged, you're not gonna have any charges. The result of this is not us. We're not going to be ticketed for serving the liquor. They are going to be ticketed for serving the liquor. So everybody kind of, like, calmed down. And they were like, oh, all right. Like, this is fine. And we start chit-chatting. And one of the girls looks up and she goes, is it a full moon? And all the girls are like, oh, my God, yes. And I was like, wow, what a great night. Like, we're all sitting here, like, girling out. Even, like, we're all in handcuffs on the ground like this. Girling the fuck out. It was so cute. I love you guys for life. I know none of those girls anymore. If you guys see this, please follow me on Instagram and, like, comment where I met you. I think maybe one girl I still follow from Cat. I'll girl out. And I pray one more time. I put my hand around my necklace and I pray one more time. And I said, God, like, thank you so much for protecting us and, like, everything is good. And one of the lady cops comes over to me and she goes, look at this fucking bitch. Fucking praying. She thinks God's gonna fucking save her, stupid. Said that to me. Ooh, I don't even know what your karma was, but I thought that was hilarious. And then in my purse, the only thing I had, because I hadn't made any money, I did put some money away. I won't tell you where I put it. But that pocket in your underwear is a really good place to put money. Because they were taking all of our money from the raid, and you're not going to take my money, bitch. Fuck you. And you're gonna smack people's heads onto the fucking ground and then rob me? Fuck no, I didn't make no money tonight, bitch. Not a dollar. Check my pussy. And she takes my purse from, like, wherever the fuck it was. I forget. It was, like, I didn't still have my purse. I think, like, they had, like, taken all of my evidence. But she's like, which bag is your bag? And she, like, finds my purse. And she goes to take the money out of it just for me looking at her and saying, like, God protects. No. Oh, I looked at her and I go, God protects me always. And she looks at me and she laughs. And she goes and gets my purse to take money out of my purse. And I think I had left, like, $5 in there to make them think that they were taking my money because I'm not a fucking idiot. In the purse was my crystals, my rocks. I had the rest of my crystal collection, and she picks it up like this. And it was my crystal collection from, like, I had multiple collections, but this was my collection from when I was, like, a baby. Like, these were my childhood stones. And she collects them like this and goes, these are evidence now. And, like, takes the crystals to go put them in evidence to, like, punish me. Meanwhile, I'm wearing the one crystal on my neck that Starlet told me to wear. She said, wear it on your neck at all times. And if she would not have told me that, I would have lost my grandmother's family heirloom in the raid. Yeah. Insane. So anyways, we get through the raid. Everybody's being processed. They kind of are like not letting everybody go, but they're letting everybody who was in the group over here being processed like come back to the group with all of us. And she comes to me and she goes, I got a fucking prostitution charge. And I was like, for what? She goes, I guess one of the undercovers put $1 in my underwear on stage, and they called it prostitution because they don't have a cabaret license, and they're trying to charge me for prostitution. One of 5 girls that got charged with prostitution, all of them were like darker skinned, like Indonesian or black or like darker skinned Asian versus like these lighter, fairer skinned girls that we were all like with. Like we basically got separated based on our race, and then they charged her. They're saying that the undercovers gave her, but the undercovers sat at the stage and gave money to everybody. We knew they were the undercovers. They got kicked out because they were tipping $1 bills. So also that's why I don't let anybody tip me $1 at stage. I don't care if I'm a stripper. You will never give me $1 because you're the fucking op. That's how I know that you're a fucking cop, bitch. Get the fuck out of here. Which are 99 cents. So Juju and I look at each other and we're just like, fuck, dude. And I pray over it in that moment. I was like, the bitch took my crystals and told me that God would never protect me. And her and I just start laughing because God protects me. So crazy. Watch my part 1 and part 2 testimony. And one of the other lady cops, who was actually really cool, love her. I didn't see her do anything despicable. She was not blonde. So, there. And she comes over and she's like, you two, get the fuck out of here. We're the first people to get let go out of this entire raid. She just caught a fucking prostitution charge. 1 out of 5 people that caught a prostitution charge in a 60-person club. And somehow, her and I get let go first. Please explain the logic. Please explain the logic. There's none. There's zero. There's fucking none. And I just got let go with everything just got licked from us except for the fucking phones in our hands and our chinny chin chins and our pants. But she let us go, and then I go to start putting on my pants and my shoes, and the lady goes, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, you just told me we were let go, so I'm getting dressed. She goes, no, bitch, get the fuck out of here. And she asked us to walk off the property butt ass fucking naked. Oh my god. And we get to the other side of the street, and there are random people in a car, right? Random people. We have never met them before. It's like 10:45, 11:30 maybe at night in Grove, Los Angeles, California, like the downtown of Orange County. There's nobody and nothing, and we get into a random person's car, and we're like, hey, we just got caught in a raid. Cat's Cafe just got raided. We're naked. We need to get dressed. Can we please hang out in your car? Please, we need you. We like girl to girl. And they were like, yeah. And they let us get in their car. And we ordered an Uber from there, and we got dressed in their car, hashed it out. I was so traumatized. I don't even remember that person's face. I couldn't tell you their name, what they looked like. I couldn't even tell you their race. I could not tell you what car they were driving. But I know there was somebody that was there that we did not know that facilitated this like moment for us to be okay. And I will forever be so thankful. We were butt-ass naked on the side of the road. Like, that's crazy. Get away. We get away. Hold on. My Uber Eats is downstairs. I'm going to go grab it really quick and then finish this story because it's at the door. Okay. So we get home from all this arrest and duress. And we're like, damn. And we just sit there and we started laughing our asses off, bro, for real. That shit was low-key hilarious. Not even gonna hold you, like, it wasn't funny, but it's like funny because it was just so, it's silly. We had a dream about that and everything, and then we got arrested. And what does that mean? And why did we get arrested? And now my friend has this charge, like, on my behalf because I put her on. So she's like, it's fine. And I'm like, it's not fine because I'm responsible now for your charges. Like, you are basically going to be charged on something that I put you onto, and I just won't stand for that. Like, I honestly was just having such a hard time with that. Like, I put my friend in a position where she was unsafe, and then traumatic shit happened to her. Like, no, I just wasn't okay with that mentally. And I feel like a lot of people would have just been like, oh, like, and I couldn't do that. And she kept, like, seeing me take it so hard on myself. So I was like, whatever happens, like, we will be here together for your court date. And I'm like, what day is your court date? Because you get the court date on the little slip. And we look and the court date is 4/20. And my name is Ganja. Like, my name is Ganja. She calls me that every day, 100 times a day. And we just are fucking laughing. That shit was so funny. I couldn't believe, like, Christmas Eve, Merry fucking Christmas, we're gonna catch a case. Like, I need my ranch. So where was I in the story? We kind of lived out our like best lives anyways, but now I was concerned about the whole everything going on with that. Shortly after, my apartment floods. Christmas Day, it floods. And at this point, I just gave up and I went to Michigan, to be honest. I didn't know what to do, so I gave up and I went to Michigan. And she went back to Arizona, and we were like, okay, see you on 4/20. So 4/20 comes around, we fly out to LA and meet, and we get this badass Airbnb and hotel situation, and we're trying all of our favorite restaurants and stuff. Like, we're still gonna live our LA life. Fly in, we have court the next morning. I love my friend. She has a date, and she, like, knows this guy who's gonna take her out on, like, a nice dinner. So she goes on this bougie 5-star dinner date the night before her court date, and is in, like, Beverly Hills when we're supposed to be in Orange County at 8 a.m. And so she comes home at, like, 6 a.m. Iconic, ready for the court date. We pull in. In between that time, I bought a car to move and, like, move all my stuff. And then I left the car at my friend's house from high school. That just prompted me to, like, I'm gonna go stalk and look for her and find her. I did stalk. I did find my friend from high school, and I followed them and found them. I have 2 accounts. I have Your Baddie Card, which is the old Instagram that I turned into my women's group. So a lot of my girls that follow me on there. And then my new Instagram, which is Miss Runway Universe, because I won my title this year. So I changed my Instagram to my title. But so I text her, and I'm like, hey, yada yada, sent her a message on Instagram, and she says she's in the neighborhood that all of this happened in right now, and that she just is, like, thinking about me, and I'm thinking about her. And that was so funny to, like, she's moved back home and she's in our home city, and for some reason she's in Los Angeles on this day that I'm editing and filming this video. We went to Catholic school together. We prayed to Jesus together. Okay, amen. Hold up. In my, like, brand new Charger to our court date. Walk in, She's hella nervous. I'm hella nervous. We're both sweating so bad, like soaked in sweat. Because is my friend about to get arrested for a prostitution charge? Like, what is going on? She's probably going to get a fine for sure. And whatever her fine is, like, I'm planning to pay it. So I'm nervous as fuck. Because what if they fine her, like, a few $1,000s? Like, then I'm down a few $1,000s. Like, I'm pissed. So we go into court. They finally call her up. And they start reviewing the charges. And I'm just getting pissed off listening to this fucking prostitution charge for this dollar bill. Oh my god. Just sending me. And they call her up. They're reviewing the charges. And they go to start to ask her questions. And I'm like, if this bitch opens her mouth, she's cooked. Nothing against you, bestie. I love you. But, like, my friend is not a street girl. She's not for the streets. She's not from the streets. My friend is a wholesome, loving, kind person that happens to be a stripper. This is not her forte. She did not grow up like this. She went to Reed for college. Like, she's not meant for this. And I was like, she didn't do it. I got her hired. I got her the job. She didn't even know what she was doing there. It was her first night working. I got her that job. She's a babysitter. She works with kids. And my friend looks at me across the court like, shut the fuck up. She looks at me like, bitch, shut the fuck up. And I'm standing up in contempt of court. Standing up like yelling, like talking until I can't talk anymore. And then I just stand there and I'm like, and the prosecutor goes, please meet me outside in the hall. And my best friend looks at me across the court like, you stupid fucking bitch. You are so dumb. You should shut the fuck up. Like, I cannot believe you just did that on my court date that we just flew all the way out here to be at. The look she gave me was like a, like, bitch, I will love you through this, but I will smack the shit out of you if I get arrested on your behalf look right now. And so we walk out to the hallway and he turns to Juju and he's like, is this true? Is all of what she said true? And she's like, yes. And the guy goes, here's my card. He writes down his email on the card and goes, please send all the evidence that you have of all these things that she just said to you to this email. And I will free you from all the charges. My jaw literally dropped in that moment. I said, that's what you get. You should have left me the fuck alone. Right. God shocked you right there. And my jaw drops. And I look at her and she looks at me. And the prosecutor goes, have a nice day. And walks back into the court. And they proceed to charge everybody else, like, in that court. We grab each other's hand like this. And we skip out of the courtroom like this, swinging our fucking hands, skipping out. We beat the case. We beat the case. Literally singing we beat the case, hand in hand, skipping out of the courtroom, got into my brand new Charger. We drive to the beach and I get a fucking parking ticket by falling asleep on the beach. Because God is not gonna let me off. Bitch, you are not going to get arrested, but you're still going to pay a fine because you're fucking stupid and you shouldn't have been working or putting your friends in a bad situation. That was your fault and you're going to pay for it. And I think I got like a $300 parking ticket. We beat the case on 420. Ganja got us for motherfucking life, bitch. Oh my God. I love her so much. Fucking insane. God bless. God bless it all. And to this day, Kat is posting online and like posts about her business and posts about like business models, and she's like one of the girlies. She's got over 500,000 followers and subscribers, and I think like something on TikTok too. I did not like look that deep into it, but my manager sent it to me and was like, didn't you used to work here? And he's like, you need to post about this. Like, why are you not talking about this? Everybody's talking about this. Why are you not talking about it? And I was like, I didn't want to talk about it. Like, I didn't want to speak negativity after we beat the case. The case was still ongoing, so even though we beat the case, other people didn't beat the case, so I couldn't tell you the details or like anything because I didn't know as far as like what they were charged with and who I was gonna get in trouble. And here's the thing, we gave away 50% of our stages. So if I made stage money, she makes 50% of it, 50. She took 50% of our money. Okay, great. She's like, there's no house fee. Okay, whatever. That's even exchange. Then when I would walk out, she would ask for a tip. She would ask me to tip out the managers and me to basically give her extra money. As her partner had asked me to come out, by the way, my Uber was $100, $150 almost each way for getting there and getting back. So you can imagine how much money I'm making there for a $300 Uber to be worth it. And on top of that, she took 50% of my stages and then asked for a tip. That's crazy. You're not a boss, babe. You're a fucking bitch. and then on top of that, she ghosted us when we got arrested. Like, I texted her, called everybody, literally never heard from them again. She left us face that charge alone. There was no lawyers there for us, literally nothing. And then she's there like, oh, I was for the girls. Like, no, bitch, you fucking got me arrested because you didn't run a sane legal business. Fuck that bitch for life. I never heard from her again. She ghosted us. And this is what happened. My camera totally died after this, and that's okay because I was done talking. It was basically, you know, more things I didn't really need to say on camera. Honestly, always thankful. But here are my other videos if you want to watch them, if you want to comment, like, click subscribe, all those things, turn on your notifications for the part 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 that are coming out. I'm so excited to give you guys the rest of these story times. The reactions to them are really great. Everybody's been like calling me and texting me and loving that they watched the full thing, even though they're super long. So I love you guys. Thank you. See you in the next video. Mwah.